Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. So today I would like to talk about one very interesting topic, Shariah Audit as the gatekeeper of Islamic Financial Institution. One golden question, is there a need for an external Shariah? So I think briefly, an external auditor is appointed as an independent third party to conduct an audit of the financial statement of a company. Because this is to include whether the information provided by the management in this statement give a true and fair value of the financial position and result of the company. And because of that, I think the external auditor have their report included as part of the published annual report issued to the shareholders. And in the case of public limited companies, that generally made available to the public. And then the scope of internal auditor is broader than external auditor, as it includes supporting management in managing risk and ensure compliances with the requirement of corporate governance and internal control processes. So although internal auditors have a responsibility to provide independent assurance, basically they are employees of the company, unlike external auditor, because they report only internally to the chief executive officer and Shariah committee of the company. So at present, if you look at the industry practice, so at present there is no independent third party. Therefore, it is reaffirming the view of the Shariah Committee of Islamic Financial Institution on Shariah compliance, and there is no requirement from BNM to have external Shariah auditor. Therefore, they raise numbers of questions. Number one, are the Shariah Committee members in danger of being in impaired position or compromised position? Number two, is there a need for an additional independent external check on Shariah compliance? And if so, then what should be its scope? Number three, if the work of internal Shariah auditor is to be relied on, how independent are they? And what is their level of expertise in conducting such audit? So the opinion issued by the external financial auditor and the Shariah Committee of IFI are different yet complementary. So the perception of both parties independent remains absolutely critical. Whilst the external auditor role gives assurance to the user of financial statement, the Shariah Committee roles in providing assurance has additional nuances. So therefore, importance of Shariah auditor as gatekeeper. In principle, it is responsibility for each and every employee of IFIs to ensure adherence to Shariah guidelines in the scope of work. Number two, the direction towards creating a culture where every member realize their responsibility for Shariah compliance must be fostered by the senior management and supervised by respective department heads. Number three, Shariah audit and compliance provide an assessment, but the manner in which the responsibility of Shariah compliance has been exhibited and ensured by the staff member in implementation, department heads in supervision, and senior management in direction setting to ensure Shariah compliance. So in order to create good practice and to ensure independent and unbiased assessment of Shariah compliance in Islamic banks, the Shariah audit function should be conducted by an independent unit reporting directly to the Shariah advisory or Shariah board. So to conclude, basically Shariah audit practices strengthen Shariah compliance and enhance the integrity of the IFIs. Basically, these are very important to distinguish between Shariah or Islamic banking and conventional bank in terms of striving for just and fair society as envisioned by Islamic economics. Second, in terms of being constructed upon the principle of brotherhood and cooperation, which call for a system of equity sharing, resharing, and stake taking. And last but not least, in terms of being characterized by ethical norms and social commitment as a system grounded in the ethical and moral framework of the Shariah Committee. So having said so, that's all from today. Shariah Audit as the gatekeeper of IFIs. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.